Good afternoon. It's February 13th, 2023, and today we had an uptrend day. We had a break of this channel and two measured legs up before we had a leg of correction. You might look at that as two legs of correction, and then we reversed and made two legs up again to a new high. So if we look at the daily chart, we had this big downtrend starting December of 2021, and in June of 2022 we had a overshoot that led to a break in August, and we made a new low, and we've been rallying ever since. The new low was in October. So we've been in an uptrend ever since. We made this. This is probably, you could look at that this way, a break and then two legs up to a new high. Or you could probably look at it like that. They both look good like that. And you can see you can see it gapped over the midline right here. Made a new high, and then it sold off a little, couldn't go lower, found support at the trend channel, and we've been around trending up ever since then. But what I wanted to point out was right here. Maybe I'm sure Mac would have pointed this out if he had a chart lesson on Friday. I wish I was looking at my charts, because that's a clear second entry long off of the trend channel. And so if you're looking at that, maybe, let's go back to the daily chart. Maybe if you get, if you get a move right here, maybe you just hang on for the rest of the day. And that would have gotten you, like a 35 point runner, something like that. So anyway, unfortunately, not a lot of good entries today, the way I was seeing it. So let's take a look. I think in the overnight, people were probably mainly playing this yellow channel here. So we get a break, and you get two legs up to a new high, and we get a leg of correction, and then it just goes sideways, really. Wouldn't surprise me if that was like a midline. Yeah. So you can see we're just going, finding some resistance at the midline of that range and some support at the bottom of it. And then we bounce shortly after the open, and you get a second entry long right here. That looks like a nice trap. And I think it looks like a nice trap. I'm trying to think of why else it's good. This looks like a move up. So maybe we're going to get a new high. That's not too convincing, but I like that to go long just because it's a second entry long. It's clearly a two-legged pullback to the EMA. We went above the overnight highs just before market open. Well, I guess that's not just before market open. But we couldn't make another leg down. So there's reasons to like that. And really, you might even have it drawn pretty close. So that would be very close to the midline. But anyway, I do think you can take that one after we fail to make a second leg down of correction. And then we just start going higher, and I just don't see good setups. I could sit here and probably mark double tests all day, but I don't really trust in my ability to see those. So perhaps you take this one. But we get confirmation right here of the trend channel, and you get a nice strong leg up, and then it just goes sideways. And this looks like a second entry long. Maybe you take that. We get a failed break lower. And there's just so much overlap in here. I just don't see how you could take any of this. Then we go higher, go sideways, bounce off the trend channel. You get this higher low. Perhaps you take that, but you're going into the highs. And then we go up, go sideways. You get a second entry long. That's also like a triple test right here. Not a great signal bar. Then you get another bounce off the trend channel, and then we get 2 legs of correction. Perhaps you take this, testing that support one more time, but I mean the second entry failed. I marked this one because this looks like a reversal, but I mean it's not according to the rules, so I'll mark that green. Then we have a failed break lower, very bullish signal bar. I don't think you can take it. We come up here and you actually get a first entry, second entry long. That's probably the best looking setup of the day. But even that, I'm just like, I feel like I've been trapped on stuff before that looks like this. But I mean, the trend up was pretty strong. And then you get a failure, but that's also a second entry long when it triggers above that. But it's just so much overlap. Then you have this second entry long, but it's closes below the EMA. And now we have a new high in place, so you want to be careful. We get this leg of correction that quickly fails. Now I'm kind of wondering if there's channel right there. No, not really. Maybe you could argue for there's probably a channel there. So we come down here, you bounce. I mean, if you see that, that's a second entry long. And that's honestly, that's a better setup. If you see that, that's a better setup than most of the ones we're seeing. So I'm marking it green, but you got 6 ticks back to the EMA. You might take that. And shoot, you might take this one. We come up here. This is like a hidden second entry long, but also a reversal setup, but it kind of went too far for me to like it as a reversal. Technically, this is a second entry long. So maybe you take that, and then we get this sell-off break. 2 legs down to a new low. First entry, second entry. Shoot, you might. I mean, here I'll mark it aggressive because the trend up was big, but that's a second entry short with a huge signal bar and room to the lows. But we already have a new low on from this channel, so it's just aggressive. And there's just not any good setups really. So very curious to see what Mac has to say about this. There's a reversal / second entry long right there, but it's very close to market close. So I got a lot of greens marked today, but I'm just not very confident in any of these really. So that's how I saw it. Hope everyone had a great day. I'll be back tomorrow.